All right, Chad. So by the way, this is part 2. So he come down and he say, yeah, the warrant has been cleared up. Like, she ain't got no warrant. So I'm like, oh, so you gonna take me back upstairs to the courtroom so I can finish what I came here for and I can go home? He was like, oh no, you going to jail either way. The judge wants you to go to jail. So I'm sitting here thinking, I didn't commit a crime to go to jail. Like, you just said the warrant was not valid. She just heard them say it on the phone. My friend on here talking about why they taking you to jail. Like, they can't hold you. And you telling me I still got to go to jail? They was like, well, yeah, she remanded you. She wants you to come back tomorrow. I'm like, people get remanded because they did something. Contempt of court. They done cursed late. They done said something they ain't got no business doing. Failed a drug test or something. They have a reason to be remanded, right? So he was like, it don't even matter what you saying at this point. You're going to jail either way it goes. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet, don't worry about it. So they put me back in the cell. I'm back in the cell and I'm sitting here like, bro, I got a lawsuit for they motherfucking ass. Then you put me in the cell, got this nasty ass toilet with a bunch of toilet tissue in there. Like, the thought and the look at it's just like, bleh, oh my God, bleh, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Then you tell me, here go you a sanitizer, a little old square hand sanitizer. This is a wipe that you use after you use the bathroom. I said, so I have to put alcohol on my hoo-ha if I want to use the toilet? And she was like, no, wash your hands. So what am I supposed to use to wipe my little coochie when I go and pee, right? So I'm sitting back there. I think I'm back there for about 30, 45 minutes. I hear a bunch of jingle, 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 like the little chains and the handcuffs and stuff. So I'm like, dang, they came fast. I ain't never been transported to the jail this fast. So she comes, she opened up. She was like, Hodge, come on. So when I come out, the 2 girls that's already in prison or jail, they got out too. And it was like, y'all ready? Y'all ready to roll? I'm like, do we have a choice? So I put my hand on the wall. Like, I done turned around, get ready to put my hand on the wall, put my feet up, because I'm thinking they about to put the little ankle monitor things on. Not ankle monitors, ankle chains. She's like, oh no, turn around. So I turned around. She was like, put your hands out. So I put my hands out. She put the handcuffs on, get it on the girl, and then the next girl. Then a white man come behind her and put a lock box, like a little box over the middle of the handcuffs on each one of us, and then he stick this chain through there and put a lock and lock it. So we literally chained together like we headed to some slave plantation or something. So I'm like, oh, this is different. Last time they transported me to jail after I hit the girl, they had the kid shackled down like I was some full-time monster. And it was like, yeah, no, y'all ain't that violent and you just being remanded, so we could just transport y'all back to the jail like this. Okay, that's cool. So we driving and I'm asking questions. I'm like, so do remands have bonds? Because mind you, like, I know I'm not in trouble. Like, at this point, the worst that can happen is they say, oh, credit for time served, or you got to pay a fine or something for your assault charge because that's why you came here. So I'm asking them questions because I'm like, there's got to be a way for me to get out of jail today. Like, I should not have to sit in jail. So they was like, I don't know, but they should be able to tell you your bond when you get to the jail. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the white girl. She got messed up teeth like she do meth. And then there's a black girl sitting next to me and she looks scared, traumatized as hell. So I'm like, how long y'all been here? She was like, girl, I've been here for a long time. The black girl was like, man, they trying to give me 2 years. I said, 2 years for what? She was like, honestly, I don't know. But when they say they don't know, they obviously did something real stupid, or they done did something real grimy, and they don't want nobody to look at them no type of way. So I ain't say nothing. I ain't pressed the issue, and we pulling up. So we get to the jail. They buzz in. Oh, in the mileage 81. We got 3 females. We finna transport them into the Sally Port. Boom, boom, boom. So they pull in through the gate. They wait for the gate behind us completely shut down. When it shut down, he's like, all right, well, I'm going to take the remandee. You take the inmates back to, they pod or whatever. So when I get out there, it was like, all right, Miss Hodge, you coming with me. So he unshackled me from the 2 and he take me in. When I go in, the first person I see is the same short white lady that I saw when I went there for the assault. And she was like, oh, yeah, girl, you got to pull your wig off. And I'm like, girl, how you know this not my hair? Like, I get it. Black people come in here all the time, right? They come in here all the time and they have a bunch of weave in. But how you know? I'm young, beautiful, fine. You know what I'm saying? How you know this ain't my hair? She was like, you know how she do with the glove? Girl, that ain't your hair. That's a wig. I'm like, you got me. But that was just a question. Like, so anyway, she was like, turn around, take your shoes off, kick your shoes off, and I'm going to pat you down. So I kick off my shoes. She pat me down. She's like, all right, I need you to take off your socks. So I'm like, so where am I supposed to stand? She said, you can put your feet back in the shoes, but you need to take the shoestrings out. And I'm like, what the hell? Right? So she finished doing her little 1, 2, 1, 2, and she pulled me into the jail. When I get into the jail, I see the same people that was up there the last time I was in here. I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. So I immediately get to asking questions. I was like, would y'all believe me if I told y'all I'm in here for nothing? Nobody said nothing. I asked the guy. Nobody said nothing, right? So then the girl, like, she remembered me at this point. I was like, would you believe me if I said I'm in here for nothing? She was like, honestly, I would. So she read the paper. She was like, you don't have a charge. I was like, so what's my bond? Like, will I be able to get out? They was like, no, you're remanded. Like, you have to stay here until you go back to court. And I see you have court tomorrow. I was like, that's just so weird because they arrested me on a warrant that I don't have. She was like, girl, I never understand why they do the shit that they do. So I'm like, all right, cool. At this point, there is nothing I can do to get out of it. I'm just ready to get on the phone. So she was like, well, before you get on the phone, you need to work on getting your hair out. I was like, damn, I ain't even started the booking process and you ready for the kid to be a chicken head already. So I'm like, so you telling me I got to take my hair off when I ain't did nothing? I don't have no crime. You can't charge me with nothing or anything. She was like, yeah, your wig still got to come off. Like, you can't go into the back and it's only going to prolong like your process. So I'm like, man, so if I don't take it off, that means I can stay up here and I have to go to court tomorrow. She's like, I don't know. So now at this point, like, you started off real friendly, but now you're trying to get more to, oh, I'm into my job, da 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 da. So she started asking me questions again about the suicidalness, thinking about murdering myself and all that other craziness. And then she was like, oh yeah, you got to take them piercings out. So as she's talking about taking out the piercing, I politely stuffed my septum up in my nose. She's talking about, where the other one go? I swallowed it. Why would you do that? And not at the time, like, I was not thinking, me telling her I swallowed it, like, girl, we can put you in a crazy cell for that. But I'm guessing because she knew, like, oh, I just seen you a couple of months ago, like, I know you're not suicidal, but why would you do that? But not knowing, like, I literally said, no, I just pushed it up because I'm not finna take it out. And she was like, oh, okay, we'll just leave it up there. But them two, they got to come out. I said, my nose is swollen. Like, it went down a little bit, but I'm like, my nose is swollen. I can't take it out. Like, that shit hurts. And it got the little extra swivel because every time I put my hoodie on, the shits come out. She was like, we'll figure it out. I said, the only way y'all gonna get it out is y'all need some pliers. She said, oh, I ain't got none of that up here. Well, okay, that's cool. So she was like, all right, come on, let me go ahead and get you dressed out. This is as fast as the process them being. I ain't did my fingerprints. I ain't took my pictures. I ain't put my thumbprint on nothing, all of that. So she take me to the back. She was like, well, I'm going to have to spray your hair with that bug stuff. I was like, don't spray my weave with that if you telling me I already got to take my wig off. And so she was like, well, let me help you. I'm going to spray it on your little lace up there and hopefully it'll loosen it up. I said, that's a chemical? And I have open pores on my head? She was like, no, it's like soap. I said, so is it bug spray or is it soap? Because if it's soap, you shouldn't be giving me little packages of soap to be able to take a shower with. So I'm like, yeah, please just don't spray that on my head. I'm going to take it off. So she ended up spraying my little hoo-ha or whatever. So I get in that hot-ass shower and I take a shower. And I get out. When I get out, I'm starting to get dressed. I'm drying down, da-da-da. And I look and I'm like, that's a big-ass orange jumpsuit. Now, mind you, they give you a bra, they give you underwear, they give you socks. You get a t-shirt, you get some green shorts, and then you get the jumpsuit to put on. That's a lot of shit to put on in a jail, right? But the lucky thing about it, everything was brand new. Well, the underwear, the bra, the t-shirt, and the shorts. It was all brand new. She was like, oh, look, you got the good litter. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I put on the suit, and I'm sitting here tripping over shit. I'm like, bruh, why this suit so big? She was like, that's all we had left. I said, you only had a 2X left out of all the people that's coming in. So if somebody come in way smaller than me, you gonna give them a 2X? She was like, well, that's what we gotta give them. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I come out. I'm like, I need a towel to dry my shoes off. Now I'm acting real bougie. She was like, use the towel you just dried off with. So I grabbed the towel. I'm down on the floor, you know, trying to extend my time because the longer I spend up here, maybe I'll just stay up here and be able to be transported to court. So she brought me out. She put me in this little side cell. I said, last time I was waiting to be processed, I got to sit in the front. She said, oh, no, you got to work on getting your hair off. I said, so you telling me if I don't get it off, I can stay up here, right? She was like, I'll be back to talk to you in a minute. So she locked me in the room. I sat down in the chair and I'm like, thinking, maybe I could get out of this because I really don't want to look like a chicken head. I came in there like a thick baby, you know what I'm saying? So she came back and she was like, come on, let's finish. So we go to the front, they get my thumbprint, he take my picture. I said, so y'all not gonna do the regular fingerprint thing? He was like, we don't have no charge, so there's no need for us to do fingerprints. So I go and I sit down in the blue chairs after she gave me the green light. The CO, the sheriff, the manager, whoever it was, he came over, he was like, stay at your 6. He was like, I guess he was making her feel like, don't crowd her. I don't want her to feel intimidated and flash out. Like, I ain't even that type of person. Both of y'all could have came over here. So she stayed back and he came over. He was like, Miss Hodge? I was like, yes, sir. He was like, you know you're gonna have to get rid of your hair, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's what she said, but I was just kind of hoping I could just stay up here and not have to worry about it. He was like, no, it's a policy. We can't let you in the back. Now, I understand how you guys are about your hair. How you guys are? Like, what? He was like, I know your hair costs a lot of money and everything, so I'm willing to work with you. If you get it off, I'll save it. I'll put it in your property. I said, regardless if I get it off or if y'all snatch it off, you are finna throw a $650 wig in the garbage. He was like, yeah, we're gonna put it in a paper bag. We don't want it to be messed up or anything of that sort. He was like, what can I give you for you to take the wig off? I'm like, freedom? He was like, no, like what can help you? What can assist you in getting your wig off your head? I was like, well, I did just freshly get it done, so no soap and water is gonna help, because that's the whole purpose of me getting the glue that I had put on there. He was like, is there anything else? I said, well, the last time it was all crunchy and like barely hanging on, so I got it off of lotion, but I'm gonna need something a little stronger, like some alcohol. He said, so if I give you a bottle of sanitizer, will that work? I said, we can try it. Now, mind you, at this point, I knew for a fact I could just start from the corner, just like slowly rip it off. But I don't know. Y'all finna have to work for this. Y'all finna have to put in some time. Y'all know, because I'm in here falsely. So I'm not finna make it easy for y'all. So she go over. She was like, oh, I didn't even know we could give them hand sanitizer. He was like, man, she ain't gonna do nothing with it. She ain't gonna drink it or harm herself or anything. So yeah, we can go ahead and give her the hand sanitizer. So I get it. She give me some gloves and everything. I'm like, girl, I'm black. This is what I do. But I put the gloves on anyway. So he was like, take her to the shower so she won't get her. Like, he trying to accommodate me even though he not accommodating me. So I go to the back. I put the hand sanitizer on the little towel. I rubbed it on the corner and then I started to snatch it off. And she was like, whew. I'm like, who, what? You don't get to talk about what's under my wig. You don't get to talk about it. And if you know, you know. So she was like, so are you going to take the cap off too? I was like, oh, damn, I'm so damn bald head. I dang, you realize I had it on. So I went ahead and I snatched that off. So I come back around. The same man who gave me the freaking hand sanitizer told me something. I was like, yeah, that's why I didn't want to take the shit off. Now I'm out here looking fucking stupid and shit, and you don't give a fuck. So he was like, all right, well, that was easy. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the process, and we're going to get you to the back. There was no process to finish. All y'all wanted me to do was get my wig taken off. And if I didn't take it off, you was going to put a hold on me. What was you going to say on the hold? Wig won't come off, so we not sending her to court? Hell no. Now you digging yourself deeper into a motherfucking lawsuit. So anyway, she was like, all right, well, I'm about to call the back. They gonna come up here and get you. You can use the phone or whatever the case is until they come. So I get on the phone. I make the first call to my friend. You know, I run down everything to him. He on the outside doing everything that he can. He mad as hell. Like, it was just crazy. So the guy from the back come up. He was like, Miss Hodge, come on, mama. I got to take you to the back. So I'm like, all right, I got to go, but I'm going to hit you when I get to the back. When I get over there to the guy, I'm like, I'm ready when you are. He was like, all right, bet. So I come back and I'm like, hey, would you believe me if I told you I ain't do nothing? He said, honestly, I would. Because sitting here looking at your paperwork, you ain't got no charge. You ain't got no bond. You ain't got nothing. So what the hell could you have done to where they're not giving you no bond? I said, I didn't do nothing. They literally said I had a warrant. Like, I'm sitting here running the same story down to everybody. So he stopped a coming, like, officer or whatever. She had 3 stripes or whatever on her shirt. He was like, can you tell me what this is? Like, she ain't got no charge. She ain't got no bond. Like, nothing. Like, she just here. He was like, man, I ain't never seen that. She ain't supposed to be in this jail. And she kept walking. I looked at her. I'm like, thank you for telling me that. Now, mind you, I don't think I'll be able to get the recordings or nothing for the attorney that I'm trying to find to sue them. But it's neither here nor there. They got the evidence that I was in their system. So he take me to the back to medical before I go to my actual pod. When I get in there, I'm like, so how long is it going to take? They was like, you know, we still got to do your paperwork, so you don't have to sit in this room. So I sat in the medical room for like 4 hours. They brought some diabetic people in there. When they bring the diabetic people in there, it was one big, tall, bright-skinned girl. She had a little ponytail on top of her head. It was way more hair than what I had. But a little ponytail, her stomach sat up to her knees. Like, it was just bad. Then there was an old lady came in. She missing all her teeth, and she got 1 tooth sticking out the bottom right here. There's a white girl clearly on meth. She thinks she know everything, just running her mouth, talking. And then there's a pregnant girl in the corner. So I'm just sitting back, because mind you, like, I'm fresh in here, so I don't know none of y'all, so I ain't finna volunteer no information. So they had said something that was really funny, so I laughed. I'm like, oh, man, that's crazy. They got me in here for nothing, too. And they was like, girl, what you in here for? So I run the story down to him, and the fat, heavy-set one with the little ponytail, she was like, girl, nah. If you in here, you must have did something. Ain't no way they booked you in here and you ain't did shit. I was like, yeah, they actually did. They did, but I ain't gonna argue with you or whatever. So then they got to talking about pills. I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? So the old lady with the 1 tooth right here talking about, man, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait. I'm finna hit up my drug dude. And the big one was like, what you mean? What you mean? You finna hit up your drug dude for what? She talking about, man, I need some of them Exos. I want to get some of that honey because I'm about to go meet the man. And I'm sitting here like, your old ass is really over there talking about meeting the man. So the big bright skin girl start asking the questions that I wanted to ask, but I'm new in here, so I ain't finna incorporate myself into y'all conversations. So she's talking about, what you gonna do when you get to the man? She's like, baby, I'm gonna give me some Joes, and I'm gonna get on there, and we going all night. I remember the last time I did that, I got on 2 of them XO pills. We was going all night. I was like, baby, is that daylight coming through the window? He said, baby, don't worry about that. Worry about this. She said when he got done, I got up, I smoked the Joe. He was like, are you hungry? She was like, yeah, you go get the breakfast. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna recoup. She said I was so tired and wore out, I couldn't even say regroup. I had to tell him recoup. And she was like, oh, yeah, I've been dealing with. And then this is the bright skin lady. She was like, yeah, I've been dealing with this little man. I know he got another bitch on the side, but I've been in here telling him when I come home, I'm shutting this shit down. I know you got another bitch up in my house and everything, but I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to let her stay there. Like, no, you finna see this. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to come out like a bad bitch. So I'm sitting here like you 6'5", you look like you 350 pounds, your stomach sitting up there on your motherfucking knees. You talking about you finna go upstairs and become a bad bitch, and when you come by, he going to smell you when you leave the room. He going to be sitting over there having a seizure. I'm saying like, oh my God, you ain't even that cute, baby. But this is my own interpretation of just listening to what they said. So I'm like, all right, cool. The lady come in, she was like, so they in a meeting right now. This is the CEO. They in a meeting right now, so they gonna get y'all insulin shots and all of that in a little bit. So one of the ladies was like, can we just sign a refusal? I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not trying to be in here. I'm sleepy. And I'm like, y'all gonna sign a refusal rather than getting y'all medicine for diabetes and whatever else it is that y'all dealing with? So the old lady with 1-2, she was like, hell yeah, them motherfuckers tried to kill me one morning. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, I'm interested. Tell me more. She was like, man, I woke up. My insulin was at a 102. And I don't know nothing about diabetes or anything, so it was new to me when they were saying. I'm like, 102, blood pressure 69. Man, okay, maybe that's not the same thing. And she was like, and what they tried to do to you, girl? This is the big girl. The old lady said, man, she came in there with 27 units of insulin trying to give it to me. I said, you won't kill me. You won't be the angel of death over my life. I'm like, oh my gosh. She was like, man, she tried to give you that much? Why you ain't take it? You needed a shot. She said, why would I take it when my insulin is that low? Well, I mean, when my sugar or whatever, my levels is that low. I try to sit there and put all this insulin, 27 units. 27 units. I mean, when I tell you she was going hard, I was like, no, I told her, you won't be the angel of death over my life. She said the lady insisted on me taking it. She was trying to coach me. She was like, here, I'll take it. Boom, dropped it right in the trash. So I'm sitting back in the cut like, these motherfuckers got some stories. I'll be back for part 3.